Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For faith holds the vision steady, and the adverse pictures are dissolved and dissipated, and in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Hello, and thank you for joining me on I AM Maggie. Okay, we have been working on the complete works of Florence Scovel Shinn. We are climbing the tower of Florence Scovel Shinn's work. And it's interesting because it's like each step leads to the next step, and it's just uplifting, wonderful writings. We are currently in the book of the law of karma and the law of forgiveness. And we are going to wrap this chapter up in this video. So here we go. According to your faith, be it unto you. According to your faith, be it unto you. Okay, so yesterday's video, we just got through talking about man's supply is inexhaustible and unfailing when fully trusted. Who are we trusting? Infinite Spirit. We are trusting God. But faith or trust must precede the demonstration. So the book goes on to say, according to your faith, be it unto you. So we're going to get that faith muscle up. Faith is the substance of things I love this one. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For faith holds the vision steady, and the adverse pictures are dissolved and dissipated, and in due season we shall reap if we faint not. So you understand that? We have our vision. The vision we hold in faith. And if we continue to hold that faith before the demonstration of our vision, what is not meant to be will fall away, and that which we have been working to manifest will come forward. So faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For faith holds the vision steady, and the adverse pictures are dissolved and dissipated, and in due season we shall reap if we faint not. So right now you are literally watching me go through this process as I continue to learn about YouTube, learn about the speaking platform, learn from Brian Scott, learn from Ray Garcia, learn from Benzie Darling. And I have this faith of the thing that I'm hoping for it to become better, to build my skills, to bring better content, etc. So that's my faith in the substance of things hoped for. That is my hope. The evidence of things not seen. So this is the beginning points. We are watching me improve every day. And for faith holds the vision steady. I continue to work on it steadily. And the adverse pictures are dissolved and dissipated as I continue to hold the vision of a successful YouTube channel, as a successful, class, etc., successful live events. In due season, you will watch me reap if I faint not. So I need to stay persistent and encouraged, okay? So for you, there's going to be something that you are having faith in the substance of things hoped for, and you are the evidence of things not seen. So you might be becoming an energy healer, and you're holding that in faith, or you might be planting a garden. It could be a million. You might be writing a book. I know so many of you are writing books, and we need them. So let's have that faith. Jesus Christ brought the good news, the gospel, good spell, that there was a higher law than the law of karma, and that law transcends the law of karma. It is the law of grace or forgiveness. It is the law which frees man from the law of cause and effect, the law of consequence. Under grace, not under law. So you get that karmic law, sin, that can be canceled out with the law of grace. When Jesus talks to us, when the Bible talks to us, it talks that no matter what we could humanly do possible, trying to be perfect or in all our doing goods, no matter what, we will not come to this point with Christ unless we are in grace, and we are under grace. There's nothing we could actually humanly do to achieve this, that it's through grace. So it is the law of grace or forgiveness. It is the law which frees us from the law of cause and effect, the law of consequence, under grace and not under law. So we are told that on this plane, man reaps where he has not sown. The gifts of God are simply poured out upon him. All of the kingdom affords is his. This continued state of bliss awaits the man who has overcome the race or world thought. Okay, that is a very important paragraph. Let's do that one again. We are told that on this plane, man reaps where he has not sown. Okay, so on the plane of grace, yeah? Okay, the gifts of God are simply poured out upon him. So when we are in that state of grace, the gifts of God are just poured out upon us. All that the kingdom affords is his or hers. This continued state of bliss awaits the man or woman who has overcome the race or world thought. Love it. It's interesting because in this time period, I have my own way of expressing that, but this time period that they write in, it's a very interesting way of writing and speaking. So anyway, back to what we're doing. In the world thought, there is tribulation, but Jesus said, "Be of good cheer, I have overcome the world." The world thought is that of sin, sickness, and death. He saw their absolute unreality and said, "Sickness and sorrow shall pass away, and death itself, the last enemy, be overcome." Oh, yes. We know now from a specific standpoint that death could be overcome by stamping the subconscious mind with the conviction of eternal youth and eternal life. Because this clay container may go down, but my spirit goes on forever. And yours does too. The subconscious, being simply power within direction, carries out orders without questioning. Working under the direction of the superconscious, the Christ or God within a man, the resurrection of the body would be accomplished. So man would no longer throw off his body in death. It would be transformed into the body electric. Sung by Walt Whitman. For Christianity is founded upon forgiveness of sins and an empty tomb. And on that note, an empty tomb and the forgiveness of sins, the body electric. Woohoo! So thank you for joining me. Let me know which story, how you feel about being under grace in law instead of the law, how you might be neutralizing certain things in your life by being under grace, how excited you might be to be body electric, and also how you may be excited that you are forgiven and that the tomb is empty. And thank you for joining me. Follow me, subscribe, like the video, and leave your positive comments. I'm so looking to hear how you enjoyed this chapter. And then we will be we're going to be doing it a second time because it's like the information, I don't know. A lot of learning happens through repetition. If you ever listen to a teacher, you will pick up something new every time. That's why I love to learn from many different teachers because they all have a different way of teaching the same subject. And each time it's going to hit you differently. And as I repeat these chapters, it really helps to bask in Florence and God's energy, and it's very uplifting. So I want to thank you for joining me, and thank you for your support, and may you be at peace.